you've done multiple 10 days.
Yeah.
Out of your last 10 day, I'm just curious if you want to share a little bit about your experience, because
Mhm.
it's like you stack these on top of each other. And like you kind of told me before, you feel like you pick up where you leave, where you
Yeah,
left off at the darkness.
totally. Yeah, I mean, the darkness becomes just like a friend, and that relationship, like an old friend, when you return, you pick up just where you left off. And then the relationship goes deeper and deeper as you have more time and intimate connection and communion. And I've seen it deepen in how I orient in the dark and the levels of peeling away the subtle desires that I have, like how I want to experience my heart or feel in a certain way, and seeing that those are just other subtle barriers from just simply being with what is.
Mm.
And that's why at this point, I spend the majority of my time just laying down and just simply resting. This last time I went in, I have found in the past that the first 2 or 3 days for me can be challenging. Once I'm done sleeping, I tend to sleep for the first 48 hours. Everyone being different. Some people don't have like an extended sleep. Some people will sleep for the first day or 2 days. And for me, I tend to sleep for the first 2 days. I'll get up, drink some water, go back to bed.
Right.
And once I'm done sleeping, in the past, I've had that kind of uncomfortable, anxious moment, like when plant medicine's coming on.
Mm.
There's that window of where just resting is not fulfilling, and yet I'm in the space, and so there's some anxiousness. This last dark retreat, I was curious if I explored entering a new way, if that wouldn't be a thing. And so the way I oriented this last time was simply welcoming whatever was present. And there wasn't like a waiting until this meditation and resting becomes fulfilling. There was just a bringing it all in. I did find that dropped me in more quickly to just that space where it becomes enjoyable and fulfilling just to simply be.
It's beautiful when you touch that place within yourself, right? Because that is freedom. There's no longer this inner struggle to continually be somewhere, something other than exactly who and what you are and where you are right now.
Mhm.
That to me it's like the beautiful fruit of the spiritual process of like actually getting to experience that as a living reality within yourself.
Mhm.
And it takes doing the work in these various different ways, especially if we're living in this Western world where we're so conditioned to be the opposite of it.
Mhm.
Like we spoke to earlier, just realizing that we're human beings again and not human doings
Mhm.
is a profound experiential shift that you can't get from other forms of quote unquote personal development. This for me feels like an energetic rewiring
Mhm.
of how you experience reality. And I think that in our pursuit of becoming more a lot in life, we think we have to do certain things.
Mhm.
And really coming back into presence and realizing our beingness and coming into identity with that
Mhm.
sets you up and makes you become available to grace in ways that you can't comprehend, but is a felt reality and things that can unfold. For me, I feel like we go in these big kind of 7-year cycles. Prior to during this darkness retreat, I felt like I was going through another one. I went and did a week Baba Spandana program at Sadhguru's ashram in Tennessee right before I went into the darkness for 6 days. And that was it was essentially a cultivation of the ability to pay attention and cultivating presence and many different things that I'll probably dive into another time on a different podcast. But that as a preface going into the darkness, I wanted to take these like 2-3 weeks out of my life to really, I knew the podcast was going to be coming out. Ended a long relationship right after that. There was a lot of things energetically shifting in my life. And I think it's so important that we all take that time out to really sink in our own frequency and our own energy. And then whatever we go out and do from that place is going to be so much more effective, not because one thing led to a next, but there's this exponential growth factor when you come back into your own nature, like the nature's frequency. Somehow, like I said, grace becomes available to you and life provides whatever is needed for your next evolution.